How's everybody doing? Welcome now, Stock Trades. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Brandon, let's go. All right, so we're going to start off the video a little different today, okay? Because definitely we've been seeing a lot of proof of concept, and I just recently came from a meeting where we're trying to build some houses that, create a startup to build houses, a community for the homeless, where the homeless can essentially work and be part of their community. So we're essentially doing that. And, before we start those meetings, we always start with a prayer. So what I wanted to do, because again, if you guys want what I have, and I have a lot, right? I always kind of put God first in everything we do. So, we got people from Vietnam, Russia, Korea, Europe, Middle East, United States, Canada, Central America. We got people from watching everywhere. So, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to say a nice prayer. Okay. I think, so I think that's a really good start. A lot of them, I think the video today, for some reason, it's not going to signal people, because for some reason, a lot of the signals came out today for YouTube. I think I'm only allowed 3 notifications. So it's going to be a nice video here. So first things first, this is my prayer. Again, if you're not monotheistic, my apologies, but hope you can understand the gist of things here. So divine creator, source of all wisdom and unity, we gather here from diverse lands and culture, united in our pursuit of knowledge and prosperity. As we navigate the world of finance and success, we ask for your guidance and blessings. May we always remember that true wealth is not measured by the accumulation of riches, but by the riches of our hearts and the compassion we show to others. As we witness the growth and potential of our endeavors, especially in the rise of Clover Health, we are reminded that our success is a gift to be shared. Okay? So remember that. We have to remind ourselves that our success is a gift to be shared. Help us to stay humble and grateful, recognizing that our achievements are not ours alone, but a reflection of the collective effort and support of our communities. Let us use our success as a means to uplift those around us, to give back generously, and to create a better world for all. In this moment, we pray for unity and peace, regardless of our individual beliefs and backgrounds. We may come together with a shared purpose. May we put the divine will above all, seeking to serve the greater good in everything we do. Guide us to use our wealth and knowledge wisely, to build bridges of understanding and compassion, and to remember that in the end, it is the love and kindness we give that truly endures. Bless our journey and let us be a source of light and hope in the world. Amen. Okay. So it's nice to start, I want to say, start this off. I'm not going to start this off in every video, right? But I think, let me go ahead and share the normal screen here. I think it's good to start this off and, just for today, because, we got a definitely big upside after the insider buy today. And, just wanted to spread some of that because when I was homeless, I kind of made a promise to the creator and says, if you get me out of the streets, I'll do whatever it takes, in your name. So, there's that. So thank you, Barry, here. Opening prayer is appropriate. CLOV deserves success and might really help investors retire like me, and we will definitely pay it forward. And what's interesting here is the way Clover Health is doing it. It's actually also helping seniors, right? It's taking money from the government, spending less of it, and helping seniors that are poor. So, it's a win-win, right? Yeah, I'm surprised they did not drop. I'm actually surprised too. I was expecting them to drop, and who knows? They might drop down tomorrow, right? And maybe Vivek might step in because he's trying to get to that, 10-day compliance thing. Maybe, I don't know. I got, yeah. Thank you, Captain Howdy. So I got some tags today on Twitter or X. Is going crazy, guys. Is going crazy. Welcome back, Walter. I gotta watch your video. I retweeted it. I listened to the first couple minutes of it, and I liked what you had to say. Oh yeah, tomorrow Saturday. Where do you trade? right? I trade. You can trade Bitcoin, right? But I don't really get into Bitcoin because I can't do intrinsic value. Uh, um, so the I got tagged with this, and I'm gonna read over this really quickly, but I don't want misinformation to spread for Clover, right? I always try my best to be because market beats Fintel Commonwealth. I think I always try to be my best for you guys. So it says here book value is $9.40 for Clover. That's not right. So what is book value? Anyone who tells you. I got a comment about this on my YouTube comments, and I was like, where are they getting a $9 book value? And then I saw that someone tagged me, and I said, oh, or so someone commented, and I was like, So again, this is kind of the retail community space. You got to be careful. You know what I mean? It's a wild, wild jungle. That's why the SEC always says, double check, make sure things are good. And again, take whatever I say as a grain of salt too, right? This is our whale watchers. Right now, Clover doesn't really, I typed in Clove, doesn't really have any data from options, but they're coming. They're coming. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to open up our brain machine, which is our proprietary stock terminal that we have, and it's really affordable. So we put it in our stock terminal here to not only do business but also have a chat group where people can talk, exchange ideas, and whatnot. If you go to Master Analysis here, and if you go to the Wall Street command and type in Clover, it's going to go ahead, fetch the data, graph it in real time, process it, as you can see below here. And you're going to go ahead and get this graph. And then I implore you to go ahead and look at the book value per share. Clover right now is sitting at a book value per share of 60 pennies, right? It's 60 cents. And it has been going down because it has been unprofitable. Because if you were to calculate book value equation, just a simple equation here, you take just a nice we do this one. Shareholders' equity minus preferred equity, weighted average of common shares. The shareholders' equity, has been going down, and I guess we look at the shareholders' equity equation, which is total assets minus total liabilities, and you can see kind of overall the cash has been going down. So overall, that affects that ultimately affects the overall equation here. So to see a book value of $9.40, I don't know what this is. Analyst price target $9. I don't know where the hell they're getting that from. Okay. I need to look at these numbers. I'm sure maybe there's some, because of them effing up this. I would say maybe the first couple of bulletin points are correct, and that causes you to weaken your mind to allow bullshit to enter, and then you get bullshit, right? So and maybe some more facts, and then maybe some bullshit. So just be careful. Yeah, so exactly, book value is what they have. So again, yeah, if they sell everything, you're absolutely correct. If they go bankruptcy, right? So I mean, honestly, what we also can do, because we have a stock terminal here, but also stock terminal AI you can ask. And it's really cool because I really like this, you know what I mean? Because it's really cool. I can say, who is your God? And obviously there's only one God, but I ask it, who is your God? And it says, I was created by the CEO of Al Stock Trades. My purpose is to assist the mastering stock market students and stock terminal members. Like, wow, that's really cool. So what I can do, though, I can go ahead and ask it, and I can say, um, can you define book value for retail investors? And please keep it under one sentence and make it easy to understand that a fifth grader will be able to get it. That's something nice. Book value is the value of a company's assets that shareholders would receive if the company were to be liquidated, like selling everything it owns and paying off all of its debt. Now, I like about this stock terminal, and you guys can have access to it. It's linked down below for people that are interested, and we have lifetime access to. I wanted to create a hub where people can essentially get financial information. Again, treat this all as a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like it's like any other like Yahoo Finance or whatever. I think we're way better, of course, right? That's a joke compared to Yahoo Finance. But oh yeah, so the cost of the terminal. Do you have a documentation to how to use the AI more efficiently? Yeah, so you could talk to it. There's two versions of the AI. You can go ahead and do the right, and you can prompt it. There's the stock terminal GPT command. But just a quick plug. If we go to alstocktrades.com, we have access here. It kind of gives you, so there's monthly access, which is $59.99 a month, and then there's lifetime access. Lifetime is $3,000 but if you use the coupon code SAS, it drops it down to $1,000. We had one person buy it straight up, and I had to refund him so he can purchase it again using the coupon code. I wasn't able to refund him just a straight $1,000. But you do that, and the beautiful part is you can use a firm if you're in the U.S., and you can treat this like a subscription, but you'll own it for life. So then you can use this. We have partnership with the firm and PayPal and whatnot. So there's that. But in terms of kind of instructions and whatnot, we do have an instruction sheet, which is the detailed stock terminal command list, where you can just kind of go all the way here. These are all the commands. It's on the website. You can click it, and you can kind of see what you have. But again, yeah, we try to make it for people that just want the stock terminal. But I recommend. You might think like, why is the lifetime just as much as the stock terminal in terms of the monthly charges? It's because the mastering is still in beta. These prices will increase as the course gets built. And there's the bundle too, so that's a quick plug in there. But yeah, again, I always I think this stock terminal GPT really adds another layer to this, and it allows people to really go deep in let's say if they don't like, they want to have a question, and it's like, okay, and it's access. You get 24/7 access, you know what I mean? All right, so let's go ahead and see what's going on here. Haha, I was thinking the same thing. XRP man, get on that. Book value, I don't know about that. High out is your 26. So guys, it's very hard to put a date on something. Again, whatever I say, take it as a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, remember that. It's just, I think of me as some guy on the street. I mean, guys, seriously, I used to be some guy on the street. I mean, what I'm saying? So think of me as that, right? You know what I mean? So think of it that way. Take everything I say as a grain of salt. I think, I did say 2026 because that's when the contracts and it's in their best interest, right? For them to meet these deadlines, right? Because they get paid $330 million, right? Something around that ballpark, right? I know it's more than 300 million. I don't know, something like that. But the thing is the market can become irrational. The market can be irrational, right? So it may be longer than that. Because what happens if the Federal Reserve doesn't cut interest rates by 2026? That's not happening. Now, I think they're going to cut before then. That's for sure. But right now, kind of the title of this is, what's next, right? And what's next is, I think we are all waiting for macro side. We're waiting for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates. That's honestly what we're waiting for. And if we were to look at, just very quickly, money market funds and look at Fred, I don't know, pull up a Fred sheet here. Retail money market funds. Could it be this? No, that's just $1 trillion. I want money market. You know what? Let me just search it. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. Yeah. So you see this? This is $6 trillion, right? So I'm gonna zoom in on. I mean, you guys see this, right? Let me just kind of zoom in on here a little bit so you can see, the money market funds are at it's about, what was that? It's over 6 trillion now. It's a 6.4 trillion. I mean, so what do you think is going to happen once interest rates go down? What do you think is going to happen to money market funds? I mean, guys, listen, the last time interest rates went down, the money market funds fell here. I don't know how much they're going to fall, but people are going to look for yields. And I think the yields, they're going to look for the stock market. And I think once money market funds, this is my opinion, once the Federal Reserve drops interest rates, money's going to pour into small caps, right? And we already know, if we look at the top market cap companies, just kind of tossing it out here, it's Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, and Alphabet, right? And there's Meta in here, and there's TSMC. There's a lot of AI. Obviously the top four are AI plays. They all have AI in them, right? Right. So Apple with their Apple Intelligence, Microsoft with its OpenAI, and now Apple with its OpenAI collaboration. NVIDIA supplying the chips to OpenAI and Meta and Tesla. Alphabet with its, I think, Llama or whatever, the Gemini thing they got going on. And then Meta with its Llama, I think. I think that's what it's called. So there's a trillion here, trillion there, trillion everywhere. So what do you think? Because remember when Chamath Palihapitiya said they're waiting for Stripe to IPO, and that once you start seeing interest rates drop, money become discount rate goes down, intrinsic value goes up, and I'll explain to you what discount if that makes sense to you guys. What's going to happen, right? What's going to ultimately happen here, right? And what do you like? He was saying like, okay, well, how much is Stripe going to be worth? Because Stripe is going to set the market. I actually disagree with Chamath, because he was saying that when the market was kind of down, guys, right? I think Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft set the market. I think they set the market. And I think the market now is pretty much kind of waiting for all, because it's kind of like, there's a little tweet I put, and I said, what's holding up it's a joke, but what's holding up the US economy is the Nvidia and Taylor Swift, right? You know what I mean? So, so, I mean, it used to be Apple, Nvidia now is kind of like a big player. Oh my God, I love you, man. I love you, Patrick. Oh, hey, yeah. Yes. So not financial advice, but yes. So I'll give you an example. So the beautiful part is our stock terminal has our information, but also has another thing. It has Tradealytics, which is incorporated within our platform. Tradealytics, if you were to just buy it by itself, which is a day trading platform, it would have cost you by itself $60, not including everything we have, right? So it gives you, there's a stock breakouts. It gives you all these little things where you get stock breakdowns, breakouts, crypto breakouts, and all. It just gives you a lot, right? There's bullseye reports, which uses AI to predict if something is going to go up or down. AMC was really cool because it showed you that AMC was going to go down. So again, there's a lot of stuff this thing offers. And we cater to, long-term investors, day traders. But again, as I said, take everything as a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Check it out yourself. It's a really good platform. I mean, go ahead and talk to someone who's in it that will say something negative about it. I mean, it is very cheap. It's literally, these are considered alerts. They're considered alerts. And for example, golden sweeps are when there's, like, for example, a million in premium for Nvidia. Retail investors, so you can kind of learn a little bit here. Like, golden sweeps are unusual large sweeps with premiums worth over $1 million. Retail investors usually are not in this category. So this shows you when institutions are stepping in, and we parcelate this data. We also have our portfolio hedging modeling system that you can read about our it kind of, because you could see here where the hell did I talk about it here? So let me go back. So here you can see here we posted on January 2nd all of the stocks we like. And like, for example, one nice one, look at Wingstop. We called it out on 250. And you look at Wingstop now, it's $414, right? And you can't lie. You can't lie with this, because everything's it's all date stamped. So here's January 2nd. So we have stock picks, but again, think of this This is not financial advice. This is just for educational purposes, right? This is just kind of my, kind of search criteria that I use when I find companies. But yeah, look at Wing. We call that Wing at 250, or we call that Chipotle at, with Chipotle. I think this is a stock. I think they reversed it here, but the Chipotle was at 250, and now it's sorry, Wingstop was 250. Now this thing's at 400, so it's gained 64%. Or for example, Chipotle stock, we called it out on for some reason I thought they did a stock split, but we called it at 2200, and then now it's 3200, and it's up 43%. So yeah, we have this, but just remember, this is not something you copy. I would not copy. Again, treat this is an educational platform. I would study these companies from an educational perspective. Study these companies to see kind of like, why would someone like this? What's the pattern here? And then go in the chat and talk about it, right? This is not financial advice. Remember that, okay? So that's email. No, we don't do email notifications. No, we don't do that. But you can set notifications to message you through our stock terminal in terms of price targets. You can set notifications to yourself. There's a setting there, and it'll message you. I think that's really cool. But anywho, going back to this whole AI thing. Oh yeah, can we shout out my hater of a mother named Nancy, please? Oh, Nancy, why are you hating, Nancy? Nancy, what do you think? What do you think about your son here, right? Look what your son did here. 21%, right? Year to date, up 30%. Oh, come on. What do we call Nancy Pelosi? Crazy Nancy? I'm kidding. Yeah, so back to what I was saying. Sorry, I'm like ADHD here, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, these are AI plays. And if you don't recall, Chamath Palihapitiya was saying like, Stripe was going to be the market setter. Stripe was going to basically, kind of set the market for these companies, especially Clover. But, I think personally, the market's already been set. I think AI is here to stay. This is not some blockchain bullshit where I'm not saying blockchain is bullshit. It's real. JP Morgan Chase is using it and a whole bunch of other people. But I'm just saying, AI, the retail consumer is easily more appreciative and understanding of AI. Blockchain and all that, it takes time. You got to read the paper. You really got to be a little smart. You got to be kind of a smart genius to kind of understand that, I would say, right? You got to have a brain on you. But with AI, it's very simple to like, oh my God, this is what was missing, right? So let me ask you something. Based off of the, healthcare companies that you see here, United Healthcare, any other healthcare companies here? I don't know. Other ones you might see. Based off of the healthcare companies here, which one of them are using AI? I mean, I hear crickets because I can't think of any, right? I could really, really use AI. So the value of Clover is yet to be determined, especially with this whole SaaS business. And if this thing grows like wildfire, it may not be evaluated. We know it's not going to be evaluated as an insurance business. And we don't know the extent of this. Like, we don't know. I mean, what happens if internationally people use Clover Assistant, right? Like, what's going to happen here, right? We don't know the ceiling here. I mean, I'm going to be honest. And again, this is just my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Clover in the next 5 years is going to be $40. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 40. I wouldn't be surprised in the next 10 years, Clover will be over $100. I would not be surprised at all. Right. And you might be like, Al, you're pulling my chain. I don't believe you. How could a 65-cent stock, go to, over 100? Well, I can show you. This is a 72 pennies. It had an intraday of 65 cents, but we'll call it 72 pennies. Where the hell is it? Right here. And it went all the way up to $336 and matter. Yeah. So 339 to be specific here. So yeah, it can happen, right? So kind of buckle up if it does. And the cool part is I was looking at the options chain right now, and it's pretty crazy because the options chain is paying 5% right now if you were to annualize it per month. So if you were to say it's around 5%, it's actually 66%, but if you were to say 5 times 12, that's 60%. So, in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm just going to give an example here. Let's say I'm going to give an appropriate share count, not like a large one to discourage people because we're all on the same team here. So let's give an appropriate amount for retail. I don't know what's an appropriate amount. I'm just going to give like an easy number. Let's do 10,000. And let's say, for example, 10,000 shares multiplied by 40, that's 400,000. And imagine we get paid at 66% for selling premium, divide that by 12. You can make off of a $10,000 investment if this thing goes to 40, if it goes to 40, and if the options, 2 ifs there, and the options chain is juicy, you could pull $22,000 a month off of this options chain, right? And making it, making it dividend, covered call, like kind of a covered call, income-based strategy, options-based strategy, right? So there's a lot, you could do here. And again, this is not financial advice. This is just me talking and just, imagine sitting in a cigar room right now, and I'm just sitting as a friend, speaking to you as a friend in the cigar room. I used to smoke cigars, with my future father-in-law. I stopped because I dissected a cadaver in medical school and who happened to be a smoker, and I stopped. I know even though you don't swallow, you don't suck it in, but you just have, right? It's still bad for you, right? So, but anyway, imagine we're in a cigar room. I like to light it up sometimes as an incense, but imagine if we're in a cigar room, right? And we're just talking about stocks, right? I mean, that's how rich people do it. You know what I mean? So this is kind of think of how stock trades as kind of like a cigar shop, right? Where we just sit down together and just talk, a golf course, where we could just kind of, shoot the crapper and just talk freely. And and we've had people in our stock terminal criticize me and be like, Al, you don't know what you're talking about. And obviously, do you think I booted them off? No, of course not. Of course, the only time I boot people off is if they're a racist or if they're against the LGBTQ. Inhale not suck. I know. I paused for a sec. The Haktua, right? So, unless you talk about the LGBTQ and like racism and all that stuff, yeah, of course, you're gonna get booted off, get out of here, right? But I mean, overall, criticize the shit out of me, right? This is a free freaking country. In here, I know there's people from all over the world, but in here, this is the red, white, and blue. You know what I mean? This is America in here, so we have freedom, the real America, not the bullshit America that we see now, where people get canceled. This is freedom of speech here, right? So, anywho, I like to encourage people to, again, this is a community, and I want people to be comfortable. People can't, what I realize, honestly, and this is going to be kind of weird because I created this thing, but this thing has been therapy for me. It's been therapeutic because I'm in the hospital and it's so freaking political, guys. Like, oh my God, you know how toxic sometimes the hospital is? Like, when I was in my 3rd-year rotations, oh my God, how political it is. Oh my sweet Jesus, how political the hospital system is. Working with other teams, like other teams that have different like rules and different specialties. Holy shit. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go too into it, but like sometimes different specialties do work differently. And sometimes working with people is very difficult. And, coming here and just, talking to people that are like-minded, God, that's been therapeutic. That has been so freaking therapeutic. So again, that's the atmosphere that I want to build, right? So that's kind of what we've been having here. So that's been really nice. Drunk Nancy, I love you too, man. I love all of you guys. They have a good business model, which is why I believe you and these targets. Yeah, because, again, take them as a grain of salt, right? Think of me as like a scum on the ground, right? That's really, I want you to think of me, right? Because it's really good to question everything because, you know what I mean? It's just good to have that, right? We're not trying, again, um, I try again. Sometimes I like joke around with you guys. I act all hypish and stuff. Um, but that's just me as a jokester. But I always try to be real with my analysis, and I really try to be down to earth and real. Because it's hard to find, and YouTube is filled of just people that I don't. How do I explain this? To become a full-time YouTuber, you really have to be clickbaity and do all that's why I would hate to be a full-time YouTuber because you would kind of have to sell yourself, right? And that's just not me. So it's nice to just kind of do YouTube as a hobby and have fun with it. And just have fun, right? I mean, I don't make videos. I make lives so I can talk to you guys, right? Cuz I go to the bar. I live in Tucson, and Tucson is full of hippies, right? Nothing against hippies, but if I go down to the bar, they don't care about stocks. They don't care about it's hippies, right? It's very hipster. I personally, I don't fit in that crowd, right? So I like to talk to you guys, and right, because I don't have any friends, right? Like I have friends, but I don't really have friends, if that makes sense, right? I have you guys, right? Especially on the stock terminal. Okay, so would using counterpart help other insurance improve? Well, that's what I'm saying. But the question is, will Humana pair up with them, given that they are a competitor? If I was Humana, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I won't. I won't pair with Clover. The only time I would pair with Clover is if they drop their MA business. But if I was Clover, I wouldn't drop my MA business because what happens if the SaaS business doesn't work out? I go bankrupt, right? So just nice to have redundancies in the business model, right? But yeah, I agree. I agree with your thought process. Uh, I'm just playing devil's advocate, So let me go ahead and go through this real quickly. I just want to kind of. So again, here's the AI prediction model. The issue with the AI prediction model. Where to go? The problem with the AI prediction, guys, is that there's not really a lot of data right now for Clover on the options chain. You see, so it can't really predict anything right now because of the AI kind of the prediction here. But we can like do some scans right now. We can scan Clover. Let's say see what's going on with Clover. Let's scan it. So we do a nice scan. You could do any stock. You just type in the symbol. So Clover is above. I should probably zoom in here. Maybe. Hold on. Is that better? That's better, right? Yeah. So Clover's above the 100 MA, 200 MA, 220 MA, 50 MA, above the B band. It's a CCI buy. EMA cross 20. It has a gap up, high relative strength, high volume change, monthly high, pocket pivot, strong uptrend, trending support, yearly high. So I like this because it gives you, like, for example, I can give you kind of a stock that's not doing well. Let's look at SoFi. SoFi hasn't been doing well this year. So you could see SoFi below 100 MA, below 200 MA, below 20 MA, below this, oversold, strong downtrend, trend line. So it's nice because think of this as an automatic technical analysis person helping you in a way, right? It's really cool, right? And again, all part of our stock terminal, right? I mean, we pack this thing. It's literally $2 a day for the monthly package. $2 a day. I mean, come on. How much is a cup of coffee? $2 a day for investment for your investment journey. I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, shit, right? So, and then there's lifetime access too for like maybe $2.50 a day. If you use a firm, right? Another thing I like also is you can use this command here, which then looks at the overall support and resistance for Clover. So The first resistance was at $1.39. We have a second one at $1.52. We have our first support at $1.13, second at $1. Fibonacci's are 1, 12, 24. 52-week high is 163. 52-week low is 61, and also gives you the 50 SMA and 200 SMA. So very helpful, useful information. And I think the new bottom now, and which is why I like insiders to buy shares at a higher price than the 52-week low, because now, if you guys haven't put this together, Vivek created a kind of, he created a floor. He created a $1.14 floor, which is pretty significant from kind of the dollar range. So I think that's what's going to happen. We'll see. It may test that. That may be the next new support level. And you can see why the support level is $1.13. That first level of support, it's where that buy is, where he put that buy in, right in that $1.14. Okay, I hope that makes sense. You feel me? Okay. So what else can we do? We can go ahead and look at the seasonality of Clover, right? We can kind of do a seasonality analysis, kind of get a feel of when the stock should go up. So if you were to analyze the seasonality of Clover, usually Fridays, Clover does really well. Thursdays and Wednesdays is when it sells off. Again, this is just data. It aggregates from all the times it's traded. And usually May, July, and August, it's pretty good for Clover, right? So who knows? That may come back. We'll see. But again, this I think is skewed because Clover's been crap because of just this crazy downtrend. And I think with all of these, above 100, 200 MA, above CCI buy, I think, the story for Clover is changing. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So, just thinking here. All right. So I think we could look at the estimates for revenue for Clover. And there's a stabilization. I wouldn't agree with this. So I would discount this. What else? We could look at the dark pool levels for Clover. Oops. So for some reason, we got a weird dark pool at around $1.11. So we may see some buying. We may see some SEC filings come out that might be in that region. So things are turning up here. What else? So we got at bid, a block trade, a fill at July 21, which was today, at $1.34. It was a block trade for 200,000 shares on the dark pool. So, okay. Interesting, right? Mm-hmm. Interesting at $1.34. I'm sure that's when we had a lot of resistance probably, right? What else? Yeah, I think this is pretty good. We can see. I don't know if the options are going to be any sexy here because of the data, but we might see something here. So we got biggest flow, strike 0.5, stock 1.33, premium 40,000, expiring. So someone, okay, interesting. All right. Okay. So yeah, guys, I mean, it's looking pretty good, I would say. Today, obviously, is Friday, so we're up 30% on the year. And if we were to look at kind of the healthcare stocks, you look at Humana, and we've done this a lot, but just trying to give you, if you look at Humana is down 24.38%. You look at Alignment Healthcare, it's down negative 14.49%. You look at United Healthcare, and it's down around 10.52%, right, guys? So Clover's in the lead right now. Clover's the highest. In fact, Clover's second, because you have to include Oscar, right? Oscar is up 98.46%. But in all honesty, Oscar's actually up 685%. In fact, the highest it was up was 879%, more than an 8-bagger. Because remember, it dropped. And we made a video about Oscar. And I said, Oscar is a better company as of right now. And I got crucified for it. And then people didn't listen. And then, it 8X. So, it is what it is. And I got crucified for a lot of things. I've never like I want you to put yourself in my shoes, guys. I was getting attacked every day. I checked YouTube, and people called me names. People said I was ugly. They said I was mean. They said I looked like something. One time I got a death threat. I was like, God damn, I got a death threat in my email. I was like, man, you know what I mean? So come on, man. I hope you're okay now. I hope you can see, like what in the world, right? So it is what it is, It's what happens when you put yourself online. Freaking sucks, but whatever. It's okay. It is what it is. But yeah, you're going to say, yeah. Second show at 10. So no, yeah. This one's not gonna go. This is gonna be PG. But overall, guys, I'm very excited with where this is heading. A lot of people are gonna be coming back, I think, talking about Clover, which is great. I don't agree with this page. I don't agree with the book value. So I would say be careful what you read. Treat everything as a grain of salt. Don't trust everything you read. Remember, you got to remember that. You know what I mean? It's always have to ask for the intentions of what sometimes people's intentions may not be pure, and you got to be careful. Okay, at the end of the day, that looks really good. So you are the captain of your own ship. Okay. So treat it as such. Okay. So anywho, guys, today was a great day. In fact, someone said we are trending, and we are trending. And this is almost starting to remind me of 2021. Because remember, Clover Health and Palantir were trending. In fact, I honestly I want to say something, because what the hell? Okay, so I want to know so wait, no, I'm in the wrong. I don't know how to use Twitter. Okay. Yeah. So Quiver Quant, they got around 185,000 followers. This thing got 11,000 views. They said that, Clover Health, CLOV stock is up 24% after former CEO disclosed a purchase of, $1 million of stock of his own company. And then this person said, I'm not sure how bullish this actually is, given that we also saw him donate $1 million to Nikki Haley's presidential campaign. And, I just want to take a moment here and just talk about kind of the logic, kind of Sigmund Freud, let's just sit back and talk about the logic here. So for some reason, so let me just state some facts. Okay. Fact number one, insider purchases are bullish. That's a fact. Okay. I don't care what you say, how you say it. It's a fact. $1 million in insider trading and as a buy, that's mega bullish. So that's fact number one. Now we're going to go ahead and go to opinion. Not my opinion, this person's opinion, right? Because this person obviously has more followers than I do, right? This person, I don't know when he was on, I came online to the world in 2021. This person is 2028. obviously this person must be smarter than me, right? I'm a nobody, right? So the person then said, I'm not sure how bullish this is, right? So they're confused, right? They're confused that they do not think, they don't know how bullish this is, because this individual also donated to Nikki Haley. Now, let me give you my opinion, right? And I want you, just for the YouTube community, for people that watch me, do you think this is a dumbass? Do you think Vivek is a dumbass? Do you think this guy's an idiot? Do you think, you're not sure how bullish he is because obviously this guy also donates $1 million? You think this guy likes to trash his money? You think he just liked to burn it with Nikki Haley? No, they're hedging. Do you know what hedging means? You know, when you buy a call and a put, you're hedging, right? You know how, like, for example, when you buy gold, you're hedging, right? You know, when you buy guns and a bunch of bullets, you're hedging for, something that bad happened in the United States, right? People that have double passports, they're hedging. Yeah, Vivek also has connections with Chelsea Clinton. She's on the board. They have now connections with Donald Trump, with Chamath Palihapitiya. And now they also have connections with Nikki Haley. Don't you want someone who's in a government Medicare Advantage space, which is highly controlled by the government, specifically CMS? Don't you want this guy working all angles to make sure both Republicans and Democrats, and both the first seat and the second seat and potentially the third seat of a Republican presidential candidate get help? And the sad part is, making money and being in the top 1%, specifically 0.001%, is hard. And again, I am edging towards becoming in that area, right? And I'm telling you, if it was easy, everyone would do it. So you're going to see a lot of people's logic not equate to the 0.001%, because that's just how statistics work. They don't belong in that area because their mentality, they're not at that level. Okay, this guy is at a different level. This guy's playing 4D chess. This guy here is playing checkers, right? Yeah, Clover Health's up 24%, but I don't know how bullish this is because this guy put $1 million in Nikki Haley. Okay, you don't think this was a strategic investment? Don't you think Nikki Haley now? She's the governor of South Carolina. Okay, let's go ahead and use our brain. Does Clover Health have Medicare Advantage plans in South Carolina? Oh, would you look at that? They do have Medicare Advantage plans in South Carolina. Are you seeing the 4D chess, ladies and gentlemen? Which is why I look at the comment again, because obviously this person has more followers than me. I'm a dumbass. These people know more than me. They know how to bridge the gap between Main Street and Wall Street, right? They obviously know the gap because they obviously figured this out, right? If we go down here, 24% up, but people who bought in 2021 still down 99%, right? Okay. All right. Well, people who bought, okay, well, there's something called dollar cost averaging. Okay. This person, again, be careful because the book value's off and other stuff. Be careful with that one. Chamath is a shill. He burned a lot of people last few years, and just look at this comment. In today's world, 1 million is chicken feed. Okay, so how much money does this guy have, right? This guy must be a billionaire, right? For his $1 million chicken feed, right? All this guy has is opinions, right? I think Dave Ramsey said it best. Just all this negativity, right? Look at this. Donating to Nikki Haley presidential campaign shows he is good at throwing away cash. People, again, Nikki Haley, you see how people insult him, right? The point that I'm trying to tell you is, do the math. He donates $1 million to Nikki Haley, okay? And that right now shows him don't you think he was able to meet with Nikki Haley? that right there says what happens, let's say, if Trump doesn't become president. Nikki Haley's second in line. Okay. That's number one. Okay. Obviously, he probably knew that wasn't going to happen. So the second plan of attack was Nikki Haley is the governor of South Carolina. Clover Health is in South Carolina. In fact, they are around in half of the counties. So now, Clover Health is goody goodies with the governor of South Carolina. And they're also good with some other senator, right, in another state, right? But don't you think that also Nikki Haley might also run for president again? Don't you think? Right? So, but it's really nice because we need someone to help us in South Carolina, and might as well the governor of South Carolina. So, again, unfortunately, does this person know about Clover's business model? Probably not. Does this person know about South Carolina? No. So what I'm trying to say is, maybe sometimes, people get a lot of views and whatnot. And it's kind of reminds me of like Kylie Jenner. And here, let me show you. Here. So you can see Kylie Jenner versus astronaut. So for some reason, and I've seen this, and I know you guys maybe have seen this, we live in such a clown world where this lady is famous and has way more views than this accomplished woman, right? And they're both accomplished, right? They're both accomplished. But this person has less than this person. And the point that I'm trying to say is that, and I'm not going to give my opinion of if I had a daughter, which one I would want. I'm not putting that out there, right? I'm just saying, right? I think it's self-explanatory, but what I'm saying is that sometimes, especially in academics, maybe having the most views, people chase views, and that'll lead you down a rabbit hole that maybe Patrick can tell you about, right? But I just wanted to just basically take this statement and to you, me in front of you guys all, and gotten in front of God himself, break it down with you guys. This company's playing 4D chess, okay? And unfortunately, you can't, there's a good saying with it. There's such a good saying. You can't, you can't expect a fish to climb a tree, right? You can't, you can't, this knowledgeable person's actions are not going to make sense to people that operate in an old computer system. I'm going to give you an example right now. I want you to take a software like, let's say you want to download OpenAI ChatGPT, right? And ChatGPT has its own little plugin. If I were to take ChatGPT right now, and if I were to go to a Windows 95 computer, okay, and if I were to go to a Windows 95 computer and install ChatGPT, what do you think the Windows 95 computer is going to say? It's going to say, "Oh my God, you're an idiot. What language is this? This is wrong. You are stupid. This is chicken feet," right? Because with respects to this computer, the information we're giving it's above its pay grade, and it's above its knowledge. And I feel the same way with these people when they make comments like this. It's because they're operating on a Windows 95 perspective, taking in information that is at a higher iOS and just higher software, right? This is just a very polite way of me saying something that, okay, right? So this is just a very a very polite way for me to say this. So let me just go ahead and fix this right now very quickly here. Hold on. So again, I forgot to say the word former. So I agree with you. Yes, they have a new governor, right? and this is the new governor, but you have to understand is this guy Republican or Democrat? So obviously the answer is he's part of the Republican Party. And do and I'm sure if we were to look at Nikki Haley, at the end of the day, politically, they take jabs at each other, but politically, these people are friends. Okay. I mean, for God's sakes, there's a picture of Nikki Haley in the building, right? That he has to look at, right? These people are all connected and they are all together. Okay. And these people are all connected. Nikki Haley and this governor that you are, I agree with you, Henry, is the current governor, right? I think this may not be the last time we heard of Nikki Haley. I guarantee you now, Nikki Haley is very popular, right? This might not be the last time we hear of Nikki Haley, right? But you could see Nikki Haley and this, these people are very well connected, right? And again, for sure she knows people who know people, and donating this is such a very nice gesture to say, okay, we'll take care of you. That's just how it works. That's how it works. I see my, future father-in-law. He's done the same thing with real estate, right? I see it. This is how the world goes around. Okay. But I agree with you. My apologies. I didn't say former. You're right. But she was the presidential candidate. So this is a big deal. So I should have said former. You are correct. She still has influence for sure. So my apologies. I should have said former. I agree with you. Yo, Al, you are on fire. Habibi, you have kept me in CLOV game and have inspired me to believe in the company when I seriously down in a hole. I've learned a lot of patience as a result. Yeah, I know a lot of great things that's come, but just also remember remember to take everything I say as a grain of salt, right? Right? Because I don't have 185,000 followers. I'm not as smart as these people here, right? Take everything I say as a grain of salt, right? So again, I just wanted to break this down for you because this $1 million, it's almost. Let me just translate you this post. Yeah, whatever. Clover's up 24%. This dumbass guy bought 1 million shares of his own company, whatever. And I don't even know how bullish this is because he's dumb enough to pay Nikki Haley $1 million. That's pretty much the translation. And I feel so sad calling this guy a dumbass. He's not a dumbass. He's a smart man. Okay. I don't want to put dumbass and this guy's name together. Right. But I'm just giving you kind of the language of kind of what this comes off as. And you can see with their followers that are blindly following, you can just see kind of the whole thing. Right. And it's ironic because a lot of these people, I mean, this guy's calling Nikki Haley, or this guy's calling him an idiot. And this guy's name is Coke Z. And then look at this picture. I mean, this is kind of like, it's just very interesting people, and internet's very fun. It's internet, man. It's very funny, I don't know. Right. So I hope this was helpful. Again, we're all connected. I mean, don't you think, Nikki Haley endorsed Trump, right? That's just how it works, right? They're going to be friends now. This is how politics works, guys, right? And all we need is we need Clover on all fronts. We need Clover on the Democrat side and we need Clover on the Republican side. And I will have to tell you guys, there's a high probability Trump might become president, right? So there's a high probability this might happen. So it's good to know both sides and for Clover to succeed in both. Okay? So I think we're doing pretty good. And that's how it works. So I mean, that's all I have to say. I mean, I just wanted to kind of point this out because, just people have opinions. I mean, I have opinion, right? But sometimes people when they talk, they just don't know. You know what I mean? Because I mean, here, look at this. I'm sure, like these people, they like people think that Nikki Haley hates Trump. No, I mean, at the end of the day, once the job is done, they come together. Okay. They come together. Right. So when they do come together, Vivek will say, hey, Trump tapped you in his cabinet. Can you bring up Clover? Hey, Greek guy, Clover. Hey, Chelsea. Trump's campaign is, he's on his 4th year of presidency. He's done. Can you talk to who you think the next Democrat nominee is going to be? Talk to him about. Let's talk about Clover, right? That guys, this is how it works, right? I'm going to say this: presidents don't really change. They're just puppets. They don't really change kind of the United States. It's the hedge funds, it's the lobbyists. They're the ones that guide the way things move, right? So I hope that makes sense, right? So he's just kind of a CEO, right? And the shareholders are the ones that do the job. And this guy here, this guy's a shareholder, and he's trying to get shares at the presidency. Okay. Now that may seem very sad for most Americans and say, "Oh, it shouldn't be this way," right? But this is our stock trades, and our mission is simple. We teach, you profit, and that's it, right? That we're just teaching, right? So we like to democratize this information and just give you kind of an understanding. And you guys know this. You guys are not stupid. You guys know this, but it's good to kind of say it out loud, because sometimes we discount our own thoughts, but then someone else says it and you're like, oh wow, yeah, you know what? Actually, that makes kind of sense, right? So I think the guy was being a bit tongue in cheeks, but it's still a stupid post. Exactly. Right? Because people that know what they're talking about, they look at, they look stupid in front of those people. And you know what? And I hate to take a jab, but ventilator, Elon Musk has said some stupid stuff too. Elon Musk said a comment regarding, oh my God, this comment, this is, oh my God, this comment was really funny. When I talked to doctors in Wuhan after the first wave, he was talking about their top recommendation was to avoid using intubated ventilators. Okay, now as someone who's in healthcare, a lot of doctors are going to make fun of him. A lot of doctors are going to say intubated ventilator. What the hell is an intubated ventilator? What the hell is an intubated? Like what the hell is this, right? So this makes him not look that smart. This makes him look stupid. And I'm sure there has to be doctors. Oh, good. You could see MDs. You can see here, God, you are so stupid. Tweets like this illustrate that your intellect and ego are at total odds. Embarrassing. They don't explain why they say this, but I'm telling you, there's no such thing as an intubated ventilator. What the hell is that? Anytime you ventilate, you're intubated. What the hell is this, right? So I, very stupid. But again, I'm not trying. Again, I like Elon Musk. It's just sometimes, people are stupid. We're human. How about if you weren't in the ICU, man? Yeah. So a lot of doctors are upset. I'm trying to look for comments regarding intubated ventilator. I'm just trying to find that right now because I want people, because that's kind of weird. That's just a weird thing to say, guys. That's kind of weird. So I've kind of look at view quotes. I'm sure. I'm trying to look for some MDs. I work with ventilators on a daily basis as a physician in the ICU. I train with one of the gods of ventilators. I know them well. But they don't. I get that, but they don't comment on his verbiage. There is no such thing as an intubated ventilator. All people on ventilators are intubated. What the hell is this? You know what I mean? So again, I'm trying to find it, but I'm sure I'm trying to find. Here's a doctor who's not a doctor, who's not an MD. Stupid. Just people stupid. Anywho, so the point that I'm trying to say is that Elon is allowed to say stupid shit because he's the only one trying to get it smart. Oh yeah, that's fine. He gets a pass. I like him. He gets a pass. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, people say stupid shit. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Even if you have this many followers, you can't be informed. He didn't go to Elon didn't go to medical school, right? I'm in medical. So you know what I mean? Like, I would be dumb. I would not know with that. I would agree with him, right? Because I don't know what, I wouldn't know what an intubator was, right? But I've seen patients intubated. I've seen patients extubated. I've seen all these things, and it's an honor and privilege to be able to see those things. So, anywho, I just want to give you kind of example of how people can be stupid, right? So, which is really easy to find, because as humans are stupid. I'm stupid, right? So, I wish you success and congratulations to me, the angel of Clover. Oh, hell, hey, man, I'm really happy for you, man, and I'm happy for all of us. We're all in this together. There's going to be a lot of naysayers here. A lot of people, what they're going to do, in my humblest opinion, a lot of people are going to discount Clover. Clover's going to continue rising, and they're going to say, for some reason, like if you look at Jumia, and this thing used to be $2. I mean, I think it crashed today, probably earnings or something like that. I don't know what happened, but it was $9. But if you look at it, it's still up $113. But this thing used to be $2 something, and this thing went up 3 baggers almost. So the point that I'm trying to say here is that for some reason, people are going to continue discounting Clover. They're going to continue talking shit, and then it's going to go to like $8 and $9, and people are going to say, "I don't care, $8, $9. It's still a crappy stock." People that bought in 2021 are still down 50%. Or 80%. I want to know what bullshit. And if people bought at that prices and don't know about intrinsic value, then that's a learning lesson. You should have known something before you stepped in. And you know what? If Clover goes back to, let's say, $28, you know what they're gonna say? Because that's just how dumb people are. They're gonna say, Clover's $28. Well, it took 5-10 years for it to go back to its price. Investors now at break even. It's like we had like all this time to double down and average down, but we're all break even now because, again, it's in the eyes of the beholder. You can't take a chat GPT software and try to ask a Windows 95 computer to understand it. It just doesn't work. So you don't try. But again, this is a podcast. I'm just trying to share with you guys what I expect to see in the investment community space, because the reason why they're going to attack it, in my humblest opinion, is that I think people's egos are going to get hit because there's a diamond in the rough right now, and people, it's just, who the hell, you're not going to become a millionaire buying things that work. Yeah. You're not going to become a millionaire buying things that everyone thinks is going to work, right? You get the most opportunity during bear markets, and you get the most opportunity when everyone's bearish. That's just how it works. So what's going to end up happening is, when Clover starts hitting 30, 40, 50, in the future, and if it does have an opportunity to hit that, then everyone's going to be like, holy shit. And then those are the people, the ones that talk the most crap, they're going to eat their own words, and then they're going to buy at the $35 plus price or $28 plus price. And guess what? We're going to sell it to them. Right? And then once it crashes, they're going to sell, and we're going to buy it from them. Right? So anywho, sorry to be a little aggressive, but I'm just kind of sick and tired of people shitting on Clover because it's a real company. I'm like kind of annoyed of Wall Street Bets or AMC and all these folks thinking that Clover is some meme stock. It's a real company, okay? We're not selling popcorn here, right? We're selling people's ability to catch chronic kidney disease early or diabetes medication adherence, where this is some cool stuff. Nothing against popcorn, but I can make popcorn at my own goddamn house. Okay. So anyway, guys, I love each and every one of you. We're going to talk about this. And like always, we're going to freaking ride together and we're going to die together. All right. Stay humble and stay thirsty, my friends. I'll see you on the next one.